Përshëndetje. My name is Henry, I'm from Albania, and I know it can feel nerve-wracking to think about going to school halfway across the world. So we sat down with some current Rollins international students to get their honest opinions about some commonly asked questions about being an international student at Rollins. Let's get started.
Why did you choose Rollins? Okay, I honestly chose Rollins because of the vibes, because it's just really nice here, I believe so. And Rollins really seemed to want me here. And that's something I desired in a school.
I did like a short list of whatever I want to have in a college, and Rollins ticked all the boxes.
I found Rollins when I was 13, and I knew then I had to come to Rollins. When I first walked on campus and under the shaded pathways and everything and the bright sun, which we never see in England, I was like, this is the place I have to go to.
I think it suited me best since I'm going to be an international business major, and I mean the classes are really personal.
Having small class sizes and your professor getting to know your name, for me that was really important.
In all of my classes, I think the most that I've had is like 22 people, and I can always go to like my professor's office hours, and I knew that was something that personally I needed, so it wasn't such a big change from high school to college.
Definitely location is one of the biggest factors.
Also the beautiful campus and just the amazing reputation.
And there's a lot of opportunities here because it's a smaller school.
I visited campus, I stayed at the Alfond Inn, I got to interact with professors and prospective students and current students, and the two first people that I met on campus are my two best friends to this day.
What is it like to be an international student at Rollins?
It feels very warm and welcoming.
Rollins is very inclusive with its international students.
Except I'm still waiting for chips from England in the dining hall, so.
It's really endearing in the sense that I always feel like the brightest spark of color in every room I enter. It's like, yeah, I'm bringing culture, I'm bringing history, honestly, I'm bringing a lot of fabulousness. That's just like my personality.
We add to the classes and into the college like new perspectives of our culture back home, and it's more like a global view.
I'm just a student like everybody else, with my own background, with my life experience, with my cultural background that I can bring here, and I can try and enrich other people's experience while also learning from them.
There's a big community. You're going to find people that are from the same country as you or same situations, and there's like that tight knit to it. Also, like when you go and you do your international orientation, like that was a big aspect to being an international student here, because it just really connects you to other people in the same situation and also just like really help you acclimate to Rollins.
There are students from all over the world, so not only do I get to meet people from my country, but I also get to meet people from completely different backgrounds and cultures.
It's really an eye-opening experience and something that has developed me into becoming like a more mature human being.
What is it like to live in Winter Park and close to Orlando?
It's gorgeous. And Winter Park is just the cutest and most gorgeous town ever.
It feels like you're on holiday, I think, when you walk down Park Ave.
So many restaurants, cute little boutiques, so many things to do. Also, we're on the lake, so pretty. There's just so many water activities to do.
And the beach is like 45 minutes away from here.
We're 20 minutes away from Universal, 35 to 40 minutes away from Disney.
And also we're very close to downtown, so you also get like that best of both worlds feel of like being in like a small town, like having that close-knit community, but also being like the big city.
Yeah, what they said. Everything. Winter Park and Orlando has everything.
I'm pretty sure no one has stuff to do as much as we do. So I think that's really important as a college student, because I think that's part of the college experience.
What support is given to us international students?
So I actually work in the international office. We do a lot of like support groups and a lot of like information-based sessions where we help students like acclimate towards this environment.
They're going to take care of you like you're their own. I can speak from personal experience.
We're so well taken care of. There's so many people we can approach with the concerns we have, people who just want to listen to what we have to say.
My international peer advisors helped me so much.
The professors are really supportive, and I received a lot of support despite English not being my first language.
In our freshman year, we get here 1 week before to have like international orientation so that we can have the experience to see how is it like live here in the US. They gave us some tips. It's a really good support that we have here.
How did you make friends?
It was way easier than I thought.
In the numerous activities throughout campus, like sports activities or extracurricular activities, it's a really good way for you to not only make friends, but also network based on your major or minor?
I made friends through attending a bunch of like the webinars that Rollins held for us international students and incoming students during my freshman year.
I think for me, like international orientation was so big. Like majority of my friend group I made at international orientation to this day.
I made a lot of my friends in RCC class. I think that was very important.
I was very lucky to make really good friends with the girls from the volleyball team who are like amazing human beings, and that was like my first friend group here at Rollins. And then I decided to come out for Fraternity Rush. I can safely say now that I wouldn't be the man that I am today if it had not been for the experiences and the relationship that I built during my time in my fraternity.
I think the biggest thing that I did was I just tried to be more confident than what I actually am. I kind of put myself out there a bit. And I remember one of my close friends was walking her dog down past Bush Science Centre, and I was just like, hey, you look really cool and you have a really cute dog. Do you want to hang out? And then we did, and now we're best friends and we do everything together. So it's just like having a bit of confidence, even just to like ask people to hang out or just to even say hello, and it just makes a difference.
Did you experience any culture shock?
I wouldn't say I experienced a shock. Maybe just like the slang a little bit at first for a couple of weeks. But other than that, it wasn't any negative shock or anything.
The difference is in the sense of humour, and so I would make a joke or just be slightly sarcastic, and I would be the only one that found it funny. And so I've had to adapt my humour a little bit, or sometimes like the words I use.
For me, I experienced a lot of culture shock, especially because not only was I in the US and meeting American people, but I was also meeting people from all over the world as well.
A culture shock that was nice upon my heart, I like to call it that way, was how you were so free to speak your truth here.
So not too much culture shock. I saw my sister go to college in the US. I kind of knew what I was getting into. But again, a lot of my friends did. Like when you're like just coming into this country for the first time, it's like you're probably gonna have like differences in like the way people do things or in class or just around campus. But I think that with time, like you ease into it and things start to like become like normal.
Yeah, and language also plays a very big factor in culture shock. Like coming from a Spanish-speaking country that I'm used to like all the time to like speaking in Spanish to all the time speaking English, it takes a time to like adjust a little bit.
I was like a little bit homesick, but it was like the first week. Then after that, already like getting into the new activities, into the new routines, then you sort of like start getting into, you know, the new culture, and you start to embrace it as well as it also starts to embrace you.
You're really good.
How's the food on campus?
It's actually pretty good. Every single day, I think there's at least one option of like something you're like, oh my God, like do they really have this in a college campus?
I like the French toast, I like the pancakes, I love the omelette. Shout out to Miss Charlotte for all the omelettes she's made me.
I actually am a very picky eater, so for me to say that the food on campus is good, it is good. There's a big variety of food. I know that there's gluten-free options.
If you're vegan, we have like vegan options.
At Rollins, we're blessed with a plethora of different dining options, which are also available at any point from 7:30 a.m. to 1 a.m. We have our marketplace, which is a campus center, which is a main dining hall on campus. It's all you can eat. And then we have Dave's Boathouse, where you have gourmet food. And there's Tarpotle, which is the Rollins version of Chipotle. And then the newest addition to campus, which is Fox Lodge, which has its convenience store, and Fox Grill, where you place an order online and they'll immediately just cook it right there and then for you. And again, plenty of gourmet options where you can have both online pickup and mobile delivery. Can't really ask for much more.
If you have time, there's like the thing called Starbucks too. You can go around the Park Ave. You can just buy with your Starbucks.
What is the weather like in Florida?
It's really good. Like honestly, I wouldn't change it for anything in the world. For me, it's the best weather in the US.
Yeah, for me as well. I mean, that was a big factor into why I chose Rollins, you know, being in Florida.
I love the weather actually. I mean, I like the hot weather. I'm a hot weather person.
I love the sun, I love the warm.
In the summers, there's also some, rains that happen in the afternoon, but by 6 p.m. it'll be as if it never happened.
I came during the winter and I was like, this is kind of cold.
It can get a little chilly, which by Florida standards is like 60s, maybe 50s. I remember the very first time I visited campus, it was minus 20 degrees where I was going to school. And I get out of the plane at the Orlando International Airport, it's 90 degrees, and I just knew that I wanted that for the rest of my collegiate career.
What is it like to live on campus? I love living on campus because of how convenient it is getting to class, grabbing lunch with friends, or just exploring the different spots we can hang out on Park Ave.
Living on campus, I have no regrets. I mean, I think it's a necessary experience.
I have a cute story. I used to have a beagle called Busby, and my roommate also has a beagle. And so when we both posted to the social media page, I saw that she had a beagle and I was like, hey, we have the same dog. And so then we became friends. And then we decided to be roommates, but we always say that the beagles brought us together.
Oh, that's
so
cute.
I like that.
I think I got really lucky with my roommate. I did random selection, but she was also an international student from Panama, and she's like one of my best friends to this day. I was just like, she's studying abroad in Italy, and I just went to visit her, and we've been roommates since freshman year.
I hit it up very good with my roommates. Like one of my roommates, he's from Guatemala, is one of my best friends now.
What are the community bathrooms like?
Not as bad as people think.
It's like the most asked question. I mean, like everyone is concerned about the community bathrooms. Once you experience it and get used to it, I mean, you just go on with it.
In my time here, I've never had to like wait in line to get in shower or go to the bathroom or anything like that.
Was the visa process difficult?
If you focus on doing everything correctly and getting help to answer your questions, it shouldn't be that difficult.
To be honest, it was not difficult at all. It was like a tedious process because you need to do like a lot of things. You need to follow a process.
What I always recommend is being organized, having checklists, writing things down.
Working in the international office and seeing how we like handle visa processing and everything. I think it can be a very burdensome and scary task to do when you're like 18 years old applying for a visa, but they offer so much support here, like constantly emailing students, making sure that they're getting everything that they need. So I think that Rollins also does the best to like make it not difficult for you guys.
How are the international students treated on campus?
I mean, just like any other student. It's a pretty open community. It's a good place to be.
Everyone treats international students very well. International students treat each other very well.
I'd say with respect and definitely curiosity.
Some international students are seen like as exotic, you know, because they bring experiences from other countries and they add that touch of diversity to the campus.
And also, like, I think that professors find that we add value in classrooms just because we can add like different cultural perspectives and like our own experiences, and then it kind of creates a more stimulating conversation.
I have an opinion and I get to speak my mind, speak my truth, something that I really love.
What do you like to do on the weekends?
I think one of my recent favorites is just to go to the beach and just relax on the beach on the weekends.
Go to parks, go to the mall, to the outlets.
Park Avenue, when there's enough restaurants to go out and eat every night for 2 months in a row and not have to eat at the same place twice.
Just staying home, watching movies, catching up with some friends.
A recent go-to of mine has just been paddleboarding on the lake because it's like free as a Rollins student. It's so easy. We just love doing that on like Saturday afternoons.
They have farmers market on the weekends.
There's this place in Winter Park called Briar Patch, and it's the best place for brunch.
There's so many places to go, so many things to do. We're not gonna get bored here.
Rollins is it. Come here. It's really, really nice.
İzlediğiniz için teşekkürler.
Nëse keni pyetje, na shkruani në adresën tonë të e-mailit.
O maior conselho esperar para te ver aqui.
Vamos, Rollins.